How's it going, everybody? I'm just gonna come on here real quick and break down my thought process today when I approach the market. So it's very simple for me. I'm only looking to trade between 9:30 and 12 o'clock because for me, that's where I test my data. I know it works during that time frame, and all I need to do is be patient and wait for a model to show up on my screen. And at that point, do I take it? It's very simple. Okay. One second, I just messed up my freaking mouse. Anyway, so this is the market open. Okay. This is 9:34. I'm gonna mark out 9:30 market open for you guys, so you have a reference right here. Okay. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Obviously, we're looking for longs. Okay. Let's look. This is every day this happens. And if you think I'm kidding, you can go pull this up on TradingView on the NASDAQ like I'm looking at right now. Okay. So what do we get every time? We're in an uptrend. Boom. Higher high. Higher low. Higher high. Higher low. Higher high. This might make more sense if you look at it like it's a line, okay? If that's what you're used to looking at. So we get a higher high, higher low. Because what did we have before? Lower high, lower low. Okay? And that's how it works. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh, now we're in an uptrend. Okay? It's very simple. And that's what we're in right now. So why would I take the risk? Looking at this chart, this is all-time highs. Okay? And for me, I'm not looking to trade into no man's land. There's nothing to the left. Okay? So at this point, you need to wait for the market to come back down and sweep some sort of liquidity. Okay? For me, Asia low. So this was 10 o'clock last night, okay? During the Asian session. If you didn't know, the futures is 24 hours, okay? So it's a lot different than other markets when you look at this chart, okay? Okay. So today what I was looking for, when I open up the chart here, okay, let's go back. Actually, we can just look. Okay. So I was looking at this chart, and we were about to make a 4 hour gap right here. It's not going to show up because I'm on the 4 hour chart, but we did make a 4 hour gap that was right around here, okay? So I'm just going to mark that out. 4 hour FVG. So this is where the price moves so aggressively, either up or down, that it leaves this huge imbalance right here. This is a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, which is the nerd name for an FVG, okay? Fair value gap. So why would people that have a lot of money buy right here when they're the people that actually can move this market into this imbalance and buy in at a cheaper price? So that's exactly what I'm looking for, and it's very simple. And it might sound like crazy, okay? But I promise you. Okay, so this is 9:30. I had this 4 hour gap marked out right here. So this is also another example that it's very important, okay? So we did create this 4 hour gap, so it was actually a little bit smaller like that, but let me mark, okay? So another 4 hour gap right here. We do have 3 4 hour gaps on this leg, okay? 4 hours. Okay. So what do we know from earlier? Come down, tag this, flip an imbalance, an FVG at this point right here, on the 5-minute, we flip this. Okay, it was also a 15-minute. So this is just an example from, this is the 7th of August. So last Thursday. Okay. Today is August 13th, 2025, okay? So, oh shit. Hold on. So we flip this. Let me just go back, okay? So in this case, there was a 5-minute gap just like today, but there was also a higher time frame FVG, okay? So when you have a higher time frame imbalance, you want that to flip. And if you're going long into this like this, you're taking a long, it's going to be super choppy, okay? And that's where we come to the point of talking about mall cop price action, guys. You heard me. Hold on. We're looking, I'm sorry guys, we're looking for fast price action, okay? Why am I trying to trade? I'm sorry guys, why would I want that when I could have this? That looks sexy. And this example, I'm not sure whether this is, which one this is going to be, but we're about to find out. I mean, obviously it works, but we're about to see, okay? What it looks like on the 1-minute time frame, you guys, because you got to get this. For example, okay? You're trading on the 1-minute time frame. In most cases, you're sitting here looking at the 1-minute time frame, okay? You're not skipping through this, like, it's not going like how we're doing right now, okay? It's gonna be all slow, you feel me? Yeah, so we did flip that 15-minute, it looks like. Yeah, so obviously we flipped this. This looks bullish, okay? Let's get, okay, so you see this price action right here? Look at this, okay? This is strong bullish pressure, obviously, right? Like, this is a strong move, okay? In this example, if you see something like this, this does look bullish, but again, onto the topic of why would I, if I'm rich, why would I buy at the bottom when I can move it up on people who are trying to catch this move right here, and they're trying to short because they're like, holy shit, I'm missing the move, okay? So we did flip this 15-minute gap, so let's see. Okay, perfect example. Look, so we're obviously bullish, okay? Out of here, I'm not sure what this is, like where we're coming out of, but oh yeah, that's right, 4-hour gap, okay. Wait, no, this is a 1-hour gap. Yeah, 4-hour gap, okay. So we're moving out of this, and here, bro. This is written all over this move right here. You see that? This is what I'm looking for. Super strong. We flip this 15-minute. Okay. Here, let me get this back on the 15-minute view so it's a little bit. Okay. Do you see this gap right here? There we go, guys. 15-minute fair value gap right here. Okay. So we flip that, and then we trace back into it. This right here. Let me show you what we're looking at here. 1 second, I'm sorry. This is written all over this leg right here. And when I say leg, I'm talking about this move, okay? Boom, 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 boom. We're just chopping, okay? Let's go back. Imagine you're sitting there, trying to take a trade here, okay? And obviously you're like, oh my god, this thing is bullish, okay? We just flipped a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm looking to get involved in this move. I'm not even... This is what I'm looking for, okay? Boom. This perfect example. 15-minute FVG. Boom. Ferrari, Porsche, Lambo. Okay? So let's draw this gap out again as an inverse fair value gap. This is what I'm looking for. But this does not mean that I need to get in right here, okay? Because if you're taking a long position, okay, I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with this tool. This is the long position tool, and I use it to draw out. This is if I'm expecting the market to go up, okay? Out of this level, this is strong. If I'm looking to get involved right here, right now, on the 1 minute chart, all the way up here, with a clear draw, here, 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 dude, that, okay, so this is a Porsche. Let's get Paul Blart over here, because we already know he's coming in. Damn it, hold on. Okay, here we go. Get ready for Paul Blart. We're going to see exactly what it looks like in real time, you guys. This is exactly what it's going to look like. You're going to see this big move, and then here we go. Okay. There we go. Paul Blart, here he comes. Boom, we flip this FVG. Look at this. Dig. 1 minute FVG, first presented. Well, I guess you could call it the first presented gap. Yeah, it actually is. So, on this leg it is. So this is a bullish 1 minute fair value gap. And this isn't like something that, I don't know, this doesn't happen all the time, but it's a pretty good example that I wanted to show you, okay? So keep this in mind. High time frame, 15-minute FVG gets flipped, okay? We're coming back into it. Paul Blart is riding his scooter into the parking lot to get his Ferrari, okay? This is the parking lot, basically. Here we go, Ferrari, boom! Wait, let me go back here. So if you're going to get involved on this move, I didn't trade this, I don't think, but I will. Oh, this is actually in the PM session, so I didn't trade this, but I wouldn't be looking for a trade during the session because during the PM session because you get a lot of this, okay? So you see this 1 minute FVG, we tap that thing, we make a pin. Look at that, this candle, okay? We came down into it aggressively and then move back up. So we opened this candle, price opened right here at the bottom of this body and it closed right here. But during that minute, it went all the way down here into this gap and then aggressively shot back up. That's exactly what you want, like, to see. So here, how you could play this. So we have multiple draws up here, but I'm just going to go for the first draw, okay? Because now we are in Porsche territory, right? Here we go. So if you take it on the break of this FVG, which is what you want to do, you always when you're taking an entry, you don't want to get involved unless that FEG gets flipped, okay? Like, you need to see that candle close and the next one needs to open. So how I would work this, I would target this maybe, and you have draws here. You could use this as a TP. Use this as a TP. Depends how many contracts you got. This might work right here actually. This is how I would trade this. Okay, there's many ways you could trade this. This is just the way that I feel comfortable doing it. Okay, so I'm taking a trade. I'm usually trading with the stop of about 25 points. Okay, and on the account, if I have a 50K funded account, or if I'm on an eval, those are two different things. I'll get into that. Basically, I'll just break it down right now. So on evals, I'm trading minis, okay? 1 to 2 minis usually on a 50K. So I can pass that account immediately, okay? I'm not trying to sit around paper trading on some eval when I could be trading my funded account, okay? So on this one, okay, but on funded, I use micros, okay? So like for an account, 50K account with $2,000 worth of drawdown, I'm trading 1 micro per $500 of drawdown, okay? So on this trade, if I was on a fresh 50K account, I'd probably trade, yeah, I'll just go on the micros chart, make it a little bit easier. So this is what it would look like on micros, which is the same thing. It's the same chart, but NASDAQ minis, see minis, E-mini futures, and this one is micros, okay? So on NASDAQ minis, these positions are really big, okay? That's why you need funded accounts to enter these trades. And also funded accounts are just great because the low risk to your money, you're risking per account maybe $150 for a funded account to potentially make whatever amount of money like you can manage to get, right? Typically like $1,000 to $2,000 per account. But if you're copy trading more than one account at once, you can start scaling up that way. Okay, so on this one, on micros, so the difference is micros, okay, this is the smaller one. The mini is the big one. So when you're trading micros, it gives you the ability to scale out and lock in positions, okay? So if you're in this trade and you're taking 1 mini, you don't have any opportunity to scale out. You either have to get out right here or right here. You have to hold that whole move, okay, and go break even, which could easily just get your profits wiped out, okay? So here, if I was trading a normal 50K account, 4 micros, NASDAQ, okay? So I'm risking $184 on this trade, okay? This is very important that you know how much you're risking before you enter these trades. So if you don't know, jump on right here. Come click, let me find it right here. Okay, click the long position is what I'm using right now. I have it favorited, and it gives you a toolbar right here. Okay, so that's what I'm using. So I'm entering this trade. My stop loss is right here. Okay, I mean, also you could run it a little bit tighter if you want. You could run it right here. You could run it here under this FEG if you'd like. That'd be sort of safe, but this is the safe place to put it for this trade for me. Okay, so shit. Always targeting at least 2R. For me personally, that's what I like to do. Okay, there's many ways to do this, and there's no right way. This is just the way that works best for me. Okay, I like the ability to scale out of my positions. Okay, especially when I'm copy trading multiple accounts. Okay. So, in this situation, I'd probably put this as my TP, right? TP1 right here, break even, final TP. You could target a lot higher if you want, but I mean, we're already getting 2R on this trade, and it's 38 points. That's more than enough money. Okay. You gotta take this, like, I'm not trying to make 2,000 bucks and put my whole account on the line for one trade. Okay. Here we go. I don't know how this trade's gonna work out either. I've never seen this trade, but we'll see. I didn't take this trade, by the way. Okay, so right here. Actually, I'm just gonna do it right here. This is where I probably would have taken off 2 contracts. Typically, I take off 50%. Okay. So in this case, I'm selling, since I'm in a long position, and I click the buy button, right? I'm going long. I want to buy. So that way when the price goes up, I can sell for a profit. And on the inverse, if I'm selling, I want to freaking buy that thing back down here because it's cheaper. That's how you have to look at it. Okay, so here, 2 micros, scale off. I'd probably go break even here. I've already locked in $65 per account today if I'm taking this trade. That's per account. If I'm trading 5 accounts, that's like, what, like 300 bucks, right? Yeah, 320. That's more than enough money, guys. Okay. That's typically what I'm aiming for. I'm not aiming for a home run. Okay. Some days I'm aiming for a home run if the draw is there. Okay. If this was Asia high, maybe. But we're in the PM session. There's not really any targets, unless, honestly, I don't trade PM session, so I'm not sure. But there may be. I don't know. It's probably gonna be some sort of expert. But here, TP, right here, boom. I might scale off another one here, or I might just hold it. Depends. Or in some cases, I might be even targeting this high. I don't know, but you see these highs? They're super low resistance. So what I mean by that is there's nothing like standing in between like price from taking these. Like if I'm trying to target these lows, for example, this is high resistance because I'm going into this FVG right here. Okay, does that make sense? This gap. I don't want to go into this gap. I'd rather trade out of it. Okay, this is an internal gap, right? This is an internal imbalance. And I'm looking to target external highs or lows. Okay. So, see how this works out. Okay, here I'd probably scale off another one. If this is for a fresh account, okay, with $2,000 worth of drawdown with a brand new balance of $50,000, okay? So I'm not going crazy here. I don't need to. I've already locked in 126 bucks on this trade if I'm taking this. So you don't need a home run. Like, you don't need to target this whole range, you know what I'm saying? Why target the whole thing? What you want is a piece of the pie, okay? Instead of going for home runs every day, it'll move my stop up. So that's my stop. Oh, if you're not aware, the stop, I just moved up. So I had this down here initially. So if I'm wrong about this idea, then I'll know quickly and it'll come down. Okay. And then I'll lose my 150 bucks, whatever. Right. All right. So we're still targeting this high. Let's see this trade. Boom. TP. I mean, I don't know if it goes higher. It might. But I don't know about you guys, but $202 risking what was it, like $100? $140 per account. If you're trading more than one account at a time, if you have 5 accounts and you take this trade on it, you're making $1,000, bro. $1,000. Think about that. Okay. So that's just an example. Okay. So that's just a trade breakdown. Anyway, that was actually a long spiel. Holy crap. Let me go back to today. Anyway. So the same thing happened today, and I was looking for that, okay? Okay. 4-hour FEG, right? Come into it. Okay, let me go back. Wait, pause. Wait, where is it? It's like right here, I think. This was where the 4-hour FEG was with these lows, I think. Yeah, let me actually just mark it out. Just like, there we go. Here, I have this thing toggled right here. If you didn't know, you can right click on these things and go to settings, go to visibility, and you can change it, okay? So if I want this 4-hour gap to only be on the 4-hour time frame when I select it up here, I can just come in here. Alright, bro. Change it, okay? So I only want to see this on the 4-hour. So here. Unselect minutes. That's usually what I'm on. So 4 hours, or you can drag this, okay? 4 hours. I only want to see it on the 4-hour. But if you want to do the inverse, you want to turn on the minutes. Or whatever time frame you're looking on, okay? This works for all time frames. These concepts work on all time frames also, just so you know. It's not just the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour. It's on every time frame. But you just want to look for the highest time frame windows to trade out of. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Internal moves that are inside of this move up, right? Such as this 4-hour gap. Okay. So this was a 4-hour gap right here, I think. Oh, shit, wait. Dude, I'm tripping, bro. Alright, there was 2 of them, actually. So this one and this one. So I was waiting for this one to get tagged because it was the biggest, okay? And that's what you want. Like, the first presented one's always going to be the strongest, okay? That doesn't mean that every time the first presented gap is going to be traded into or out of, but yeah, okay. Because more often than not, it doesn't go all the way to the first presented one, like, but if you do see it, it's a lot stronger, okay? And it's going to be a lot harder to inverse that also, okay? And so today, I was looking for that 4-hour gap, okay? Very simple. I'm waiting for this gap to come into, bro. And then once we enter that level, I want to see what happens, right? Okay, so we trade into it. Let's look. All morning we're dragging lower, dragging lower. There isn't really any opportunity for me to get involved lower unless I really was just like gambling, to be honest, because it's so strong. But there's nothing I can see that I can take a screenshot of and be like, that's why I did this. Okay, all I have is a vibe right now. Okay, and then here we get back into the okay, so here we go. I think we're inside this London low, and we're like, oh, we barely take it. We didn't even close below the London low, okay? Let me get rid of this. So this is London low, okay? Remember this from 2 in the morning last night, okay? We come sweep this out. Usually that's what I'm looking for, is we sweep this, or something like, that's usually what I'm always looking for, is like for one of these to get tagged, or at least like a strong thing like this 4-hour gap that we have below us, right? Remember this? Okay. Let's look at it right here. See this? This does not line up You see how these are lining up? There's a gap right there. Here, here. This is how you draw it. Okay, it's already drawn, but that's what it would look like. Okay, so back to what I was looking at. London low gets swept. This is what I'm looking for. Liquidity or... So these are liquidity points. Like, a lot of orders are resting here. So when the price moves here, these orders get triggered, right? So that's what I'm looking for. And then we get a slow little... We get a little mall cop movement. And then here we go. But I'm not buying it, okay? This thing... Look, remember what I said about first presented gaps? Yeah, we flipped this one right here. See this? Big gap right here. Okay. We flipped this gap. But we have another one right here. So this is a 1 minute gap. This is the first presented gap. Here we go. Now we're flipping a gap coming down. Why am I gonna touch this? Here we go. I was in the Discord live today. I said, I don't trust that. I need to see a full sweep. This is not good enough. Especially with Asian low, Asia low sitting right there. Okay. Ideally, I'd want to see both of these get taken. And a dig into this gap, at least a wick, right? But staying patient. Look at these wicks. This is not something that I want to long. I don't want to try and take the price all the way up here when it's doing this. This looks lethargic. Okay. And look at this. This is Paul Blart price action, guys. In the flesh. Yeah, we flipped this 1 minute gap right here. By what? A tick? No. I'm not buying it. That was one tick. Okay. So I'm waiting for a full sweep here. We get it. That is a good sweep. Now, oh, we're coming into the 4 hour gap. There's no reason for me to go along yet. I don't see anything. Okay. 4 hour gap. Boom. Here we come. 1 minute flip. Out of the 4 hour gap. And you might say, why aren't you buying right here? Five-minute gap. And we're in a huge bearish move. Why am I going to try and catch the bottom when I can wait for a confirmation that it's actually going to go higher and then get a small piece of the pie, maybe to all-time high, ideally. Okay, so I'm waiting for this 5 minute to flip, and we don't get it. It actually almost flipped. So let me mark this out. 5 minute fair value gap, guys. Okay, here we go. We're wicking into this gap right here. Okay. We're looking kind of bullish, but we're still below this 5 minute gap, guys. I don't like that. Why would we be doing this if I'm looking to take price up? Okay. Here we go. Back into the 5 minute gap. This actually might have wrecked a lot of people right here, to be honest. People who were front running this gap and not waiting for it to flip before entering. I'll show you exactly what I mean. You see this? This is bullish as hell. It's 11:43. The 5 minute candle is about to close in 2 minutes. This candle is still moving. It's not closed. Okay, you'll know when it's closed. It looks like this. It doesn't move. Okay. It's 11:43. Holy crap, this thing's about to take off. Dude, I need to get in this trade, bro. No, you don't, dude. Wait. Here we go. 5 minute. This was the 5 minute close right here. It did not flip the 5 minute gap. You can see it right here. You see this top of this body? You want to see this flip. Okay. I'm like watching this. I'm live in the Discord talking to people. Look at this thing. I'm not taking this. I even said it. I'm fading this. Here we go. Saved a lot of money right there. And then we just chop. And at this point, I stopped trading at 12. 12, 12.10 maybe. Okay. If nothing happens, let me make this visual for you guys. Nothing happens in this time. Because look, we're looking at a 1 hour time frame, guys. There's all this stuff, but I'm only looking at this, okay? This area. Only this area. That's the only time I'm willing to take a trade, okay? 9:30, which is right here. 12:10. And after that, I close my computer and I go outside, okay? Shit. Alright. Here we go. So anyway, I get off the computer at this point, because look. Oh, here we go. My window's closed. 12:10. You see that at the bottom? 12:10. Okay. That's why I didn't trade today. Anyway. Let me know if you guys like these videos. This is my first one. Yeah. See how people like it. Alright. Peace.